2 weekends ago, I went to go get a slice of pizza, but I had to travel quite a ways to go get it. I made a poll to see how many people were willing to travel as far as I did, and as you can see, I'm not alone. So to kind of explain the whole reason behind it, near me in Lidditz, there's this place called Uncommon Pizza. And one day I was ordering to go online and I noticed it said pick a location. And I thought this was kind of strange because there was only one to my knowledge. And so I select Lidditz, Pennsylvania, obviously, but I was like, what's this other one? Bethel, Alaska? I was like, there's no way. Like, there's only one, and if there was another one, it'd probably be nearby. Like, what's this one in Alaska? Do they just have the same name? Is it the same pizza shop? So I was like, well, I gotta check this out. And as it turns out, there is one in Bethel, Alaska, and I always thought, well, that's weird. Why is there one in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, and one in Bethel, Alaska? Like, that's so random to me that there's two locations, same pizza shop, but very far away from each other. So I decided I'm gonna go check it out, and that's what I did. My awesome friend Jeff was willing to give me a ride from the airport, or give me a ride from my house to the airport, and he was willing to pick me up from the airport and bring me home. So that was really nice. We left Friday afternoon and we went to the Lidditz Uncommon Pizza. All right, here's the first stop, Uncommon Pizza in Lidditz. This is gonna be good.
Taking a picture after you biting into it.
A little bit of snow here, and we had our pizza, and he took me to the airport and dropped me off and at BWI. And so I fly from BWI to Seattle. I arrive in Seattle and get something to eat. I think I had like a 50-minute layover, and then I leave Seattle and fly into Anchorage. And I did sleep quite a bit on that flight. And when I arrived in Anchorage, I had like a 3-hour layover. So I slept a little bit in the Anchorage airport because I was trying to stay on my normal sleep schedule because I had to work Monday. And the time difference is like a 4-hour difference. So I didn't want to get that weird jet lag thing. So I just slept on the plane. And then when I was in Anchorage, going to Bethel was experiencing a blizzard. It was at 10 inches of snow. It was pretty bad. And I was like, this was the first part of the trip where I was like, ah, crap, am I gonna make it? I'm in Anchorage, and my next flight to go to Bethel is delayed an hour due to the blizzard.
I can't keep up. I'm actually going to hold on to mine and like grab that too.
And I'm like, well, am I going to make it to Bethel? Like, I made it all the way into Alaska. I'm in Anchorage. I only have so many hours in Bethel before my flight to go home. So I'm like, I really hope I make it. Yeah, it was really windy in Anchorage, and so there was quite a bit of turbulence. And then landing in Bethel was neat because they had to plow the runways. So you just see like these big mounds of snow and The airport in Bethel, they just have the stairs that come up to the plane, and you walk down the stairs across the tarmac into the airport. I arrive in Bethel. I'm like, I'll walk to the car rental place. The car rental place is like right across from the airport, maybe like 200 feet, 300 feet down the road. And so I walk there. Not too far of a walk. Well, I don't think they're open. I'll give them a call. And I called them, and they were like, yeah, with the snow, it's taking a little longer to get there. They were really quick. They were great. They picked me up within like 20 minutes. Like, they just came and got me at the airport and took me to the car rental place. They upgraded me to a truck. So I get in my truck and I start heading to Uncommon Pizza. I made it. But yeah, so I sit down and I order my pizza. And it was good. I wanted to order the things I normally get at the Lidditz location, so I got my garlic bread with cheese. I got the slice of cheese, slice of pepperoni. I had wings. I tried to mix it up a bit. I tried their ice cream. They make their own ice cream out there by hand. I got cookies and cream. It was really good. So I was sitting there having lunch, talking with the locals. Everybody was really nice. So Aaron asked, he's like, did you have other plans here in Bethel? And I was like, no, I just came for just a slice of pizza. Which, they thought was interesting, that a guy is flying all the way out just to have their pizza and then flying all the way back home. Because he said, there's only a handful of people that have been to both locations, and most of the people that have gone out to the Alaska one who've been to the Lidditz, they're out there for business. I guess I was the first one to just come out just for the slice of pizza. So he's like, are you doing anything else in Bethel? And I was like, nope, just the pizza. And he's like, well, you should check out across the street. It's like the Bethel Community Center. It has like their library, and there was like a little gift shop in there. But I guess that weekend, that Saturday, it was like local vendors from Bethel would set up like tables to sell different things they have. So I went over there to check it out, and I got my wife like 2 t-shirts, and everyone in there was really nice. And then I went to the post office, which was neat. There's like aisles of just, they're almost like P.O. boxes, but I'm pretty sure that's everybody's mailbox. Because when I went there, it was busy. And I was like, man, this post office gets a lot of business. But what it was is everybody just going to the post office to get their mail. So a lot of the houses I noticed, I was like, oh yeah, there's no mailboxes. Like, I guess all the mail comes into Bethel, goes to the post office, and they just put it in these, like, everybody gets their own mailbox. So that was kind of interesting. That was neat, I thought. And I was thinking about next day air a postcard to myself and see if I beat it home. But unfortunately, since it was Saturday, next day Sunday, they couldn't guarantee until Monday. So I was like, I won't bother then, because I figured I'd obviously beat it home. Another cool thing is the rental had a plug to keep the engine block warm so it wouldn't freeze, but I don't think it's really necessary in Bethel. Another thing I found interesting is Bethel, I believe, is just permafrost. So all the buildings are on these stilts because the ground moves due to the permafrost. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. But I thought it was pretty neat how all the buildings are on stilts. And I went and got gas. I got a gallon of gas, and yeah, all you can select is regular. That's all they got out there. But it was, I think, like $7 a gallon, which is expensive, but surprisingly to me, I was like, that's not too expensive compared to other things out there. Because everything out there is very expensive because it has to be shipped in. Big tank. So then I went back to Uncommon and I got like wings and a couple other things before my flight home. So, but the staff was great. It was so nice to meet everyone out there. They were all thrilled. I was willing to make this trip just to come visit them, which was definitely worth it. Meeting them was really neat. So then I started my journey home. So I went and returned the truck and walked to the airport and waited for my flight home. So then I went from Bethel to Anchorage. I just hope I don't pull a Joe Biden and slip.
Hello, welcome.
And of course, it's still snowing like crazy there when I'm leaving, but there was no delays, thankfully. Left on time. So when I left Bethel going to Anchorage, it was turbulent again because it was so windy in Anchorage and Bethel with the snow and stuff. So, but it was still a nice flight. I slept most of the way, and then I went from Anchorage back to Seattle, and then Seattle to BWI in Baltimore. Jeff picked me up. It was really nice. Here's Jeff. And he took me back to the Uncommon in Lititz where I finished my journey. And to finish the trip off, I'll come back. And so when I got back, you know, I'm wearing the Bethel, Alaska sweater, and the guys in Lititz, they're like, wait, do you work at the Bethel, Alaska location? I was like, no, I just came back from there. And so that was neat. So the staff was happy to hear I made the trip. So I went from the Lititz Uncommon to Bethel Uncommon, back to Lititz Uncommon. So I think I'm the only one to ever do this, and I think it might be the record for the furthest distance traveled for a slice of pizza. It was a fun trip. The staff I got to meet were great. I got to know them more and family and stuff, so it was neat because it's kind of a small world because everyone from the Bethel Uncommon, most of them came from the Lidditz Uncommon. So they went out there to start up the one in Alaska, and it started doing really well, and they stayed out there instead of coming back. So that's kind of cool. So it was neat when I went out there to catch up on all the things that are happening in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, and how their families are doing and stuff, and it was neat to catch up. It was a lot of fun. I would love to do it again, but I might have to save up a bit because it was expensive, but it was definitely worth it. When I first told my wife about this trip, she was all like, oh, cool, yeah, we can make a trip out of it, you know, go there for a week and explore Bethel and do a whole bunch of different things. And when she looked up things to do in Bethel, it was like nothing. If there were things, it was things we could do here. So she's like, I don't want to sit on a plane for, 30 hours just for a slice of pizza. She's like, I'm not doing that. And I don't blame her one bit, especially when she can get the same pizza here in home, like in Lidditz, PA. So, but I wanted to make the journey and I thought I'd be the one guy to go all the way out there and come back for the pizza. So that was fun. But Alaska's beautiful. It's definitely worth the trip. And if you want to go to Bethel and get some pizza, I highly recommend it. But if you don't want to travel that far, just go to the Lidditz, Pennsylvania location. It's most likely going to be closer, unless you're on the West Coast. But yeah, it's good pizza. I'd recommend it. I had a lot of fun. So I would definitely love to do this again. And maybe one day we'll get to fly back out for a slice of pizza. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, just go on an adventure. Go get some pizza.